Last week's journey through central Utah gave me a glimpse of autumn's fleeting beauty. The rich reds and yellows set against the rugged landscape reminded me just how quickly this season moves. It is always a race to capture those colors before they disappear into winter's grasp. This week, I'm taking the road east into the iconic landscapes of Colorado. Here, the golden hues of the aspen trees sweep across vast valleys and climb the slopes of towering mountains. This transformation, as brief as it is breathtaking, is what I have come to love to chase. But before I can capture those moments, I need to find a place to make camp for the evening. However, the area I am in is pretty much limited to official campgrounds, which are all beginning to close for the season. After a long day on the road, we have made it to Aspen. I drove through, heading to a spot up here that I camped at in May, and I'm not sure if there's going to be a spot available or not because I couldn't book online. The online booking was closed. It says first come, first serve, so we'll have to see. Fingers crossed that I can find a spot here, because if not, I'm going to be scrambling a little bit. Okay. Hopefully there's something there. Shoot. The gates are closed. So that's where I went in May. I'm sitting here on my phone. There's a few campgrounds more up the way. They're probably going to be closed too, but I'm going to go ahead and just drive up and take a look. We still aren't very level at all. I usually sleep with my head over here. Probably going to sleep with my head kind of like up there and sleep at an angle. Yeah, so probably not much in the means of content tonight, guys. I gotta do a little bit of office work, and then we'll probably, I don't know, head to that parking lot earlier rather than later, because I know I'm probably going to sleep like crap. And it's going to take me probably about an hour to get up there, and I want to be there at least an hour before sunrise. So sunrise, I think, is at 7:30. Sunrise is at 7:01, so I'm going to want to get there no later than 5:45. So I'll probably be getting up around 3 in the morning. Yeah, and then we'll get there. So just going to kind of chill, watch a show or two, do some office work, getting ready for tomorrow. That first shoot, so. When this trip is over, I will have been on the road for over 2 weeks. Having devices such as Starlink really make running a business on the road that much easier. And even though exhaustion was creeping in and I wanted nothing more than to just curl up in bed and sleep, remaining disciplined is critical for the videos I produce here on the channel and in other areas of my business. Parking pass I had allowed me to enter the parking area beginning at midnight. With a few hours of sleep and anticipation brewing, I decided to head up to the mountain to prepare for that sunrise shoot. Now, this area I'm at is a very popular spot, so instead of fumbling around trying to vlog amongst the chaos, I thought it'd be better to document the morning like this. Well, all in all, I think a very successful morning. The moose was kind of a cool surprise, so I definitely think I might try to go a little bit more prepared for that tomorrow. I might bring the bigger lens out. I had the 100 to 400, so I was able to get, you know, some shots and some video footage for you guys, kind of show the morning, but definitely maybe want to be more prepared tomorrow. I have parking passes here for the next few days, so, but I got a lot of good shots this morning. Obviously there really wasn't any cloud cover until later, so I don't know let's look at the weather. So it's supposed to be sunny again tomorrow, sunny again Wednesday, sunny again Thursday, and sunny again Friday. Well, I don't think we're gonna get clouds unless we get some of these scattered clouds like I saw on that last shot I showed you. But what I think I'm gonna do is go ahead and actually shoot that last composition at sunrise. I was kind of framing it up in the dark and I couldn't really see, but I was able to kind of confirm that I need that mid-range zoom. So about 38 millimeters was I think was how I had that framed. So the 24 just wasn't getting enough punch in, so that's why I ended up going over and shooting those flowers, because I thought that was actually kind of cool too. So I don't know how much Photoshop work I'm gonna have to do, because there was obviously a bunch of people in the frame, kept on leaning over the fence. Also people just like literally running into you. I really despise coming to places like this to do photography because of that. People just sometimes don't have any self-awareness, and that can be frustrating at times. So, but I try not to get over the top, because it's everybody's right to come out and travel and adventure, especially to popular places like this. Me personally though, this is why I avoid them typically.
Even though I was whinging about running into people everywhere I went, I did have an opportunity to have a great conversation with someone who grew up in the Aspen area. They recommended that I check out the valley next to the Maroon Bells for sunset, so after a nap and some food, I packed up and drove over to see what I could find. It's a little harsh light, but we might be staying here for a minute. There's like this snaking river here. I'm gonna show you guys a little B-roll, obviously, but this reminds me of something you would see in Alaska. Actually, I have a shot. It's kind of like this from Alaska, but this one's got fall colors, so it might be a little better. I should have brought the other tripod so I could do. Oh god, guys, it's a lot better. You guys can kind of see it. So we got this is that 65 by 24 aspect ratio. And I'm just having the river come here from the left, snaking on through. It looks pretty stinking good, I must say. So my workflow has been shooting a shot with this frame, so I have the crop. And then in post, I kind of know what I was thinking in the field, because I'm not going to look at these for a while. And then I come in and I'll do the high resolution mode, which is one that I really like, or one of the reasons I got this camera. And it obviously shoots it in a 16 or a 2:3 aspect ratio. And then I will, which actually doesn't look too bad. And then I'll make sure to shoot a couple brackets. There's not a lot of shadows, so I don't have to worry about that aspect. I think I'm just gonna make sure I protect against some of those highlights. So. After I captured this image, I started to play around with different compositions, which led me to this lower perspective. And this is how that image turned out. Now let me know down in the comment section which version of these images is your personal favorite. With these two compositions captured, I began to walk around to see what I could find before that golden hour light kicked in.
It was about this time I decided to put the telephoto lens on the camera and see what type of images I could create. And this is how those turned out.
I was going to sit here and tell you guys how happy I was that I invested in some waterproof boots. And yes, I am still happy I invested in waterproof boots. The only problem is I don't have waterproof socks. And if you go in the water above your ankles, you're going to get your socks wet. So that's exactly what happened to me. But let me show you what I'm looking at. I think it was worth it. Now, I'm not sure exactly how I want to shoot it just yet. Obviously, there's a lot of bland sky, so this wide shot, I really like how all those lines kind of pinch in towards the mountain there, but coming in tighter to something like that obviously removes a lot of that blank sky. Let me get that out of your way. So I'm shooting both, but I don't know which one's going to be my favorite just yet. We will see. I also don't know how much longer the light is going to last on these mountains. Sunset's still about an hour away, but I don't know if these are going to get blocked. There's just some mountains in the valley over to the right of them where the sun is, and I think that the sun is going to block, or those mountains are going to block the sun. So I'm just going to stay here until the light kind of goes away. There's no real reason to stay till complete sunset because obviously there's no clouds in the sky. So, and we're not shooting opposite of the sunset where you get that last little purple strip that happens. And I can already see that the light's starting to fade, so I'm just going to continue to shoot it and head back to the van, see if I can find a place to sleep. So, good find. Again, found this with a drone. I wasn't going to drone, I was back and forth. I wasn't sure if this area allowed it because the Maroon Bells area doesn't allow it, but I was looking and this is all just national forest that didn't have any restrictions, so I went ahead and flew.
Finding a place to sleep this evening was pretty much impossible. Now, I was able to find a place to hunker down for a few hours, but I inevitably ended back up in the Maroon Bells parking lot as soon as I was able to. Now, that next morning, I was able to capture this image right here. Now, one quick thing about this photo, 25% of it is absolutely fake. Currently, Maroon Lake is really low due to the drought, and with the ropes blocking access to the shore, getting a perfect reflection shot is currently impossible. Now, I'm gonna save my rant for a future video about poor human behavior in areas like this, but I will say this, there is no reason to cause a scene that makes visiting spots like this even more difficult for the rest of us. If you absolutely need the shot, a bit of Photoshop work is a lot more ethical than creating a poor representation of landscape photography as a whole by blatantly breaking rules set to protect our natural environment. Please keep this in mind when you plan to visit areas like this in the future.